Right guys, so you might be wondering, where are we? And today, another weekend, another race. This time in Wyndham. Unfortunately for me, it's not the one that's 10k away from my house. It is the one right here. Tyler's going to put a little thing on the map showing you where it is. It's literally right in the middle of nowhere. 2-hour drive away from the house. And it was an early start, weren't it mate, today?
Yep, 6 a.m.
6 a.m. leave, up at 5:30 to do 2 races, not just one. We like value for money, so we thought we'd better make the most of the increase in fuel prices and get 2 races for the price of 1. So first up is a 2-3-4 race. And what distance is the first race? It's like 60 odd miles, isn't it, the first race?
I ain't got a clue, sorry.
Same as me. Well, I think it's about 60 miles. Hopefully there'll be a bell, otherwise I'll be going round and round.
You'll soon find out.
I will soon find out, and then about an hour and 3/4 after the first race finishes, the second race starts. First race is a 2-3-4, second race is a 3-4. They're the categories, so the lower the number, the higher the cap. So the higher standard race is the first race. And then yeah, about an hour and 3/4 rest. Second race, which is about 50 odd miles again. So in total will probably be about 110 miles, including the riding to the circuit each time, which is about 2 miles. And then after the second race, we're going to give it a crack and try a 1 lap round the race course as a run off the bike. This will be great prep for South Africa. And no matter how I feel after the second race, I will try and give it a go. I hope I'm not limping around in 8-minute miling. Hopefully it'll be close to race pace. Non-carbons, because we like to have that nice feel on race day of putting the race shoes on. But anyway, I'll leave you to it guys. I'm going to get ready and crack back on when the racing starts.
Deep in the night I heard a cry that brought me back to life. It sang to me a melody and I was hypnotized. With every note it pulled me close until I kissed the sky. I found my purpose in the church is filled with neon lights.
Bit of drama at the start, so flipping bars came right loose, and old Ray here, when I was getting ready, I just said, just check the bolts will you Dad, what we changed yesterday, and he checked it, and literally 2 minutes in, my handlebars come completely loose, they're moving up and down, and I'm like, I thought he checked this like literally 5 minutes beforehand. He didn't. And I had to stop because it would have been so dangerous to carry on, like for me and for other people that I was racing with. Luckily the organisers have said, just get it sorted, join back in the race, have a bit of fun, and obviously like if I do get a result, it's not going to count, you're going to be DQ'd. But was really annoying because it was something that we knew could come loose, and I wish I'd have. I guess the moral of the story is do it yourself. What do you think?
Well, I just did what I thought I was doing. Right?
If anyone wants any bolts loose, get him to do it. Like,
you could ride down the opposite way and meet him.
Actually, got a reputation, haven't you, of not tightening stuff properly? Haven't you?
I don't like over tightening stuff
and causing like leaks in houses with like pipes and stuff because they weren't tightened, like flipping. You want your bathroom to like flipping drain through to the kitchen, like underneath, like he's your man. Guys, I'm going to take you through this race now, and I'm joining it at 9.5 kilometers in. Obviously you saw that I had a bit of a mechanical, but the group's just gone flying through. I've joined on the back, and as you can see there's not too many people behind me at that point. I'm now going to start trying to mix it up. There's Sam Chaplin there, who eventually wins. That was his attack up the hill, and I'm on the hill now. This is second time up the hill for the group, first time up for me, and as you can see the power's pretty high, 640 watts. Sam, you can just see ahead there, he actually manages to bridge across to the lead group, which I really wish I'd have gave it a bit more over the top, because as you can see it gets to this point now and the power comes down a little bit, 300-400. It kind of like flattens off a bit. You can see we're at a 3% gradient, and some of the guys are coming charging through now, and I really wish I'd have just dug in and
tried to get across with him. I might have been able to, I might not, but that was the race winning move, but it's all in hindsight. And yeah, 26 kilometres in now, you can see we're going up the climb again. There's big power every time up this climb. In total it was 5 times up it, and each one lasted about 2 minutes. A minute where it wasn't quite as hard, and a minute where it was very intense, where it ramped up to 13%. Not much happens in between the climb. You can see like I'm kind of staying close to the front. Bit of a dig there, that must have been trying to get away. And then yeah, it came down to about this point where we're into the race now, 68k. I just managed to get away with another couple of others. Well, I say a couple of others, there's a group of about 14 of us, and we were working really well, going through and off, and the pace stayed quite high, and I actually thought we were going to bridge across to the lead group, but I think there was no urgency. You can see this time up the climb it's like 500 watts, whereas before it was 640, 700 one before we were in the group. And really, although we were working well together, there wasn't any real hard pace in the group, and I think we just matched the lead group out in front, where instead of actually working hard where we could bridge across, I gave it a little bit of a tinkle up there with about 4k to go, just to see what would happen, because I knew I wasn't going to get mixed up in the sprint. And you can see I'm grimacing a bit here. I think I'm with one other guy. This guy that we can see here, he says to me, come on, let's go. And we go through, and we're working through and off. We've got about 2k to go. Unfortunately, alas, it was to be nothing, and the group swallowed us up. And in a minute you'll see the sprint for, I think, 5th place. 4 guys managed to stay ahead. There you go, they're all back, and that was only about 300 meters later, and they're starting to wind it up a bit now. I kind of thought to myself, there's no point really getting mixed up in the sprint, because with Ironman South Africa 2 weeks after this, and really when I can't sprint that well anyway, was there any point in it? So I kind of just cruised over the line. This is probably about 300-400 meters left now for these guys, and you can see they're starting to wind it up. I'm looking ahead, trying to see what happens, and that was actually the sprint for first there. That's the breakaway. You can see top 3 positions were very close, and this is the sprint for 5th place. And then you'll see me now rolling in at the back of the group.
Yeah, no, it was quite nice, that was, how you went across over there.
Did you go on the hill then?
Yeah, I went
Yeah,
on the
and
hill.
then you went across over the top, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, with the winner of the race. What's your name?
Sam Chaplin.
Sam Chaplin. He went on the Insta 360. He wanted to make sure I had it recorded, so we've got his attack. We'll put a little circle on the video where he goes. But what are you training for, mate?
Currently just training for a bit of I've got East Cleveland and that A next week, and then some UCI races after that.
Did you say it's a national A?
Yeah, that A.
So it's like basically the top standard you can race at domestically. So he's going to be putting it in with the big guns. So it's a little warm up for him. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate.
See you later. Good luck with the rest of the year.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Good circuit, isn't it?
It is a good circuit. Did you go to the top of the hill?
Yeah.
It's good up there, isn't it? Did you see us come up then?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think
Such a shame we didn't end up catching them in that break. The problem was, I think there was too many of us that we were never working that hard, and it was like led you into a false sense of security, because we were rolling through fairly quick, but we obviously weren't going any quicker than what the guys were up front, but they were just smashing it. And yeah, just didn't end up catching them. I think we all thought once we got in that break that we were gonna
catch them.
Yeah, we were gonna catch them, and we took it for granted. That's road racing, isn't it? Just had a bit of lunch, and we currently have 55 minutes till we roll out on the second race. Legs feel a bit naff now after sitting down. And one thing I would say is actually from these races, because obviously it's coming in the middle of like hard Ironman training, I feel like my threshold and probably up to about 500 watts, anything up to 500 watts, really nice, really comfy, I'm going quite well at them powers. But because it's coming in the middle of like a lot of training, quite high fatigue, anything say 600 watts and above, I can definitely tell I haven't got that spark. I think that's what running does, you know, when you do a couple of hard run sessions, it kind of takes the edge off you a little bit. Next race should hopefully be okay, it's a bit lower cap. What I think I need to do is I need to try and get in a breakaway early on with 3 or 4 other guys. Hopefully we end up working hard and it becomes more of a slug, like a slogfest. That would be the ideal situation for me. I'll do a little bit of a warm up on the rollout, kind of assess how things are going when we start, and see if I can get. The good thing about doing the first race is you can see that the hardest part on the course is the climb. A lot of the moves are all happening in the lead up to the climb when the bunch tries to take it easy and save themselves, or up the climb and over the top. So that is probably where it's going to go. Once you get over the top of the climb, a couple of minutes later, you have a very fast tailwind section. So if you get a gap and you're with a few people and you can work together, you're probably going to stay away. And then you turn into a headwind section, and then people start saving themselves a little bit. You know, no one wants to do any work before a big climb. So that is where it's probably going to go, if it does go. These 3-4 races can be quite negative when no one wants to work and they end up coming back in a sprint finish. I won't bother getting mixed up in the sprint because, to be honest, it's not worth the risk with Ironman South Africa in 2 weeks. But we'll head to the headquarters now and see how everything's going and get ready to roll out. There'd be like races in Essex and that. Like, I wouldn't have dreamt of driving like 2 hours for a regional race. Now it's like, if you don't do that, there's nothing for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you influenced me 2 years ago that my TT bike's wheels are a pair of Revolver tri-spoke and rear disc.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, they do test fast. We've got the Insta360 camera on the bike as well.
Oh, nice. So you can film us getting dropped.
Baby won't get dropped. You look good doing it anyway on that bike, won't you? Like, look at the paint job on that.
You look good getting dropped.
Yeah, I look good getting dropped. Brilliant.
Nice.
All the gear, no idea. Well, see you in the race, Joe. Great to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people do you think are racing this one? Are going to be in this one? 45. All right, they're quite small fields, aren't they?
No, I can get it.
How are you feeling for the run off the bike?
Fucking can't think of anything worse, to be honest.
You're still going to do it, yeah?
I'm still going to do it. Well, I hope I am. I kind of feel like I have to now because I've said it. Like,
here or near the finish line.
I was just going to do a lap around the course or something. Or, I don't know, most of the lap. But, yeah, the motivation's pretty fucking low, to be honest, to do that. Nimble review coming soon. The carbon's not the strongest, just a little hint.
They're all meeting up out here.
Yeah. For another go. I would prefer one big race of like 100 miles and just get it fucking done. Like, before I started, can you just quickly check the handlebars are tight? Like, because I just wanted to make sure. And then literally, you couldn't make it up. I get 5 minutes down the road, right at the end of the neutralise, like just as we turn right to go onto the circuit, they go boom like that, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake! No one's got an Allen key, and luckily they just said, look, just get it sorted, miss a lap, and you can carry on. But obviously, I won't be in the results, but at least I could kind of race it as I was. But
at least with this race as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's lucky, isn't it? I had this one.
I knew it from the start. You leave me in the stars, like heaven in the dark. I'm a psych.
Whoa, fuck. Fucking handlebars gone again.
And drama strikes again. Handlebars come loose. Can you believe it? After talking about it, saying we couldn't believe it happened in the first race, it happened again in the second race. Now it's a quick fix to try and get this sorted before the group gets to the race circuit and starts racing, because I am doomed if I can't get back on before we get to the race circuit in the neutralised. I'm going to apologise for the language here, but fingers crossed that I manage to get back into the race before they start racing properly. Otherwise, this will be the last I see of the group.
Deep in my heart, you belong to me. Give you a part of my soul to keep forever, forever. When I hear that sound.
So back in the race, and now we are going up the climb for the first time, and I kind of give it a little bit of a dig up the climb the first time just to see what everyone's got in the tank and what their legs are like, and also to kind of start a bit of a softening up process, because as you guys know, I do not have a sprint, so my chance of a result is to try and tire people out and hope that manages to weaken them a bit, and then when they're vulnerable in the later stages of the race, I can put a dig in and get away. So it was kind of like a long-winded way of just taking the sting out of people's legs. And as you can see, now we're joined at 28 kilometers. We're about to head up the climb for the second time. This is the bit of the lead in for it. You'll see the gradient start to ramp up in a sec. There you go, a few guys taking it on. We're at 6-7%. It gets up to about 13% this climb. And yeah, power's pretty good, but you can see a few of the guys actually have a lot in the tank, and you could see the efforts that they just did there, where they went right off the front and actually put quite a bit of distance into me. So yeah, I'm certainly not going to have it all my own way in this race. What I was thinking of at this point was I could obviously feel the fatigue of the first race and feel the fatigue that I had in this training block. This was coming right at the end of a lot of racing. I mean, if you guys are following the channel for quite some time, you'll see that I've done weeks of back-to-back racing, not tapering for the racing but using it as building blocks. Basically, my philosophy going into this season has been, let's do quite a bit of racing and use these as hard training rides. So the aim of this ride here was basically the equivalent of a hard group ride. I knew there was going to be a lot of efforts above threshold, and I knew there was also going to be bits where it wasn't too easy and I was going to be put on the back foot. Like if I put a bit of a dig in and then people caught me back and then someone else went, you're forced to work harder than what you might normally do. Like you can see here, we're going up the climb 44 kilometers in, and we're 600, 700 watts again, you know. And the first race was 355 watt or 358 watts, sorry, normalized for 1 hour 45. So it wasn't easy by any means. And this race, it was very negative in terms of no one really wanted to have a dig and try and get off themselves. It was like if I put an attack in, it seemed like a lot of people would chase it down and then not much would happen. So I kind of was forced to do a lot more attacks than what I would normally. I'd liked a couple of guys to get away up the road and a few more attacks to happen, and then maybe when people or the racing's been really tough, I could put a dig in and kind of capitalize on that. In a little while, unfortunately, the camera runs out of battery or storage. I'm not sure entirely what happened, but I'm gonna end up leaving you now and you can watch what we've got the rest of the race unfold. It comes down to a group of about 15 of us into the finale going for first place. I am in that group, but I don't need to talk about my sprint anymore. Here you go, you can see, oh no, sorry, this was with 1 lap to go. You can see I put a bit of a dig in, but I don't think we have any more footage on the camera from now until the end. So I'm going to leave you and let's get cracking and you can see how I managed to do on the run.
It's been so long. I knew just what I would do when I heard your sound. The next thing I felt was you.
Starting the run, I was in a whole world of pain, totally destroyed. Legs were tired, my body was tired, fatigue. I was talking myself out of it. I was going to do 30 minutes, then I said to myself, no, do 10k. Then I said 50 minutes, and then I thought, no, keep going, you can get it through. And it took a lot of, it was one of those sessions where it was a mental battle rather than a physical one, although it was still pretty hard physically, battling the wind.
I'm rounding it up to 10 miles. Whew. That was hard. 3:41k pace, just under 6 minute mile, and so flipping hilly and windy. Look at the trees, just get the trees in it. Like just battle them for the first 8 kilometers into a headwind, up and down the hills. And the hills on this circuit seem quite steep, like, so running, oh, it's flipping horrendous. The last bit was quite nice, it was into a tailwind, but 59.25 I think that was for 10 miles, non-carbons with smashed legs after them races. The races were tough. I was like, didn't have any top end because of all the training I've done last week. So like my threshold was good, but every time it was like an attack, obviously I could attack, but I just didn't have that when I did the drop waddly because I had the Achilles injury, I wasn't running, so I had really good like top end. Anyone that's watching this that trains for an Ironman knows exactly what I mean when you're in the depths of Ironman training, trying to do surges at like 150% of FTP plus, you know, even on the hills when you're like kicking at the start, you're doing like 800 watts, like over 200% of FTP. When you've got a load of run sessions in your legs, it is grim, but brilliant training. Like there was a couple of bits on the hills where you're like hanging in there just because someone's like sprinting up there and you've got to go with it, and you just couldn't simulate that in training. And then the run off the bike, because of all the surges, it's not like a typical Ironman where you're able to like you just dial it, you know, for me I'm riding like 310, 320 watts, and if you do a surge in an Ironman it might be 400 for a little bit or 350 for a sustained period of time, but it's not 500, it's not 600, you know. So getting off and running with that in your legs is pretty tough. I don't know what my normalised power was for the second race, but I know for the first race the average was 300 and the normalised was 360. I think my average was 270 something for the second race. Normalised was probably 320, 330. It wasn't as hard a race. It was, when we were attacking, it was quite good, but there was so many lulls in the second race. Like, it was like no one wanted to attack, everyone was happy to be there, whereas the first race, lots of different attacks were going, like everyone was prepared to try and get in a breakaway. I much preferred the first race, to be honest. But that was the last hard training session for South Africa. We're 15 days out now, so it's time to start knocking it down a bit, recovering, and yeah, just ticking over really. There's no point doing anything crazy. I'll get the adaptations from this session for South Africa, but any bigger ones, you know, a week out, don't really see the point. You're not going to gain it on race day, it's just going to take away. So yeah, all the hard work's done, and over the moon to get through that today. Like, in my head I was going to bail at 40 minutes. I was like, 40 minutes will be enough. Oh, at first it was 10k. 10k will do. Oh no, I'll do 40 minutes. And then I was like, no, I'll do the whole thing. And then I did the whole thing, and then I thought I'll round it up to 10 miles, and I carried on, did like another 800 meters. So yeah, really pleased mentally that I managed to come round, because it was such a slog. No music, no company. I mean, I saw you guys, Tyler and my dad, filming every so often for a little bit, but that was it. It was just in the elements, battling the hills and the wind. Now, if this video doesn't inspire you to do an Ironman, a marathon, a 10k, a high rocks, then you should unsubscribe to this channel, because it ain't for you.
He's left and he's gone. Tadej Pogačar hits the stick bed. He's done it again. 2 times.
Ingebrigtsen breaking his own championship record, of course.
Really Hutchinson chasing that world record. Keep that is it.